1, 2, 1, 2. I said microphone check. 1, 2. Can't nobody out here do it like me. Ain't nobody out here winning like me. Can't nobody out here do it like me. Just like me, like me. Can't nobody out here do it like me. Ain't nobody out here winning like me. Can't nobody out here do it like me. Just like me, like me.
What's up, everybody, and good evening. Welcome into a very special episode of Aces Wild right here on the Undefeated Sports Network. As always, I am Andrew Tarbill. To my left is the guy, the man, the myth, the legend, Angelo Ace Camacho has joined us again. It's been a while since we've gotten to do a show together, brother. So what's up, man? How you been?
Oh, took a little hiatus off of social media. Got to get the mind right, back on track, and now I'm back, better than ever. The dynamic duo is intact here.
I was gonna say that's debatable. Let's see if you're better than ever. I'm sorry.
I mean, there might be a little rust, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. You know, it's been 6 weeks since the last show.
Yeah, it's been a little while. So.
Yeah, I think the last show we talked was when the Bears got announced for Hard Knocks. So It has been a minute. And
which we have so much to talk about because it has been a while. Obviously, sounds like things got a little heated today at training camp in the first padded session between the offense and the defense. Always like to see a little friendly competition. But, man, I do have to say thus far, everything that I've seen out of Caleb Williams has only made me understand the decision for them to move on from Justin Fields. It's been so much easier given the fact that he's really looked tremendous since he donned his Bears uniform. So we're going to be Bears heavy tonight, guys, as usual, and we're going to dive right into our first topic, and that is the Bears offense. Will the offensive woes end? Since 2013, Bears have finished in the bottom half in the NFL in offense. There to your left, we have famous quarterbacks such as Justin Fields, the Red Rocket, Big Dick Nick, and Mitchell Trubisky.
Big Dick Nick. That I remember when the Bears signed Nick Foles, and we were all like, "Oh, here we go. That's it.
Here we go.
He won a Super Bowl. Here we go." And
Philly special.
And that lasted all of 5 games? And then
somewhere around there.
Yeah, and then it was Justin Fields' turn.
The Nick Foles experiment. But,
yeah,
honestly, looking at the offensive woes that we've had since 2013, since the departure of your favorite Bears quarterback.
My favorite, yes. The Smoking Jay.
Little Smoking Jay. Since the departure of Jay Cutler, it's just been a myriad of different offensive packages that haven't worked. I mean, you look at, I always go back to that 2018 season with Trubisky and the double doink, all that pain that ensued 6 years ago that I got to see live in person.
Oh, yeah, and you were, yeah.
I was at that game.
Yeah.
Was not worth the price of admission. I will say that, my friend, was not worth the price of admission. I was going to say, though, with everything that's been going on the last, 2013, we're looking at 11 seasons that the offense has been in the bottom half of the NFL. It's exciting and refreshing to see Caleb Williams. Did you see the throw yesterday that the Bears posted on their social media?
Yes.
Where he was like running across the field and then he jumped
air
ball completely in the air and just dart down the field, man. Justin Fields could never do that. And I don't care that people are just saying, "Oh, it's padded practice. Everyone looks good with shorts on and, no competition, etc." I don't care. I never saw Justin Fields do that in practice. I never saw Justin Fields string together completions in practice the way that Caleb Williams has thus far. So, I mean, obviously watching the tape of Caleb Williams throughout the offseason and then leading up to the draft, the hype builds. And now it just keeps building, and it's refreshing to see that we're going to have a new face in the locker room that can hopefully finally turn this thing around and right the ship, so to speak. When you have veteran guys, especially like Keenan Allen, who's, you know, obviously played with Phillip Rivers, and then Justin Herbert there on the tail end of his career with the Chargers. You've played with some really good quarterbacks, and you're complimenting how fast this kid's acclimating to the game and
Right.
how quickly he's getting used to things. It's a good feeling. It's a good time to be a Chicago Bears fan. I mean, it's a bad time to be both a Cubs and a Sox fan right now, so we have to have something to be happy about, right?
I mean, I read a crazy stat about the sad affairs of the Chicago sports landscape today, and I pray that the Bears are good, because it was a long football season last year with right off the
Absolutely.
back end kicked in the face against the Packers.
Right.
And that whole season was just terrible the rest of the way.
Absolutely.
Into a basketball season that was awful. Into a baseball season that's just been terrible.
Mediocre at best, yeah.
At best. Unless you're a Sox fan, then it's just been ass the whole year.
Well, unless you're a Sox fan that's hoping they tank so Jerry Reinsdorf
sells the team,
steps down.
What was what are they? They're 50 games under 500 now. 50 games under 500.
Like 22-77 or something.
Yeah, that's insane.
That. Absolutely wild.
And I heard like they were playing
and people are still going to games. Something
right.
that I'll never understand.
They were playing a clip on ESPN 1000 the other day of him before the season, or right after the last season, was talking about you know, oh, next year is going to be different. We're going to hold our players to make sure that they're doing their off-season programs and all this stuff. And we look forward to having a better season than last year.
You're quickly on track to lose 100 games for the second time.
You're on track to be the worst baseball team in Major League Baseball history. Like the entirety of Major League Baseball.
Was it the 04 Oakland A's?
Yeah.
Lost 101, I believe.
Yep. They're a terrible team, and they're going to trade off all their good pieces that the whatever good pieces.
I know. I saw Dylan Cease had a no-hitter the other day, and yesterday actually, and that made me smile a little bit because the Sox got absolutely dog shit for him. So
they didn't get anything.
As a Cubs fan, that's a good thing. But let's get back into football, Ace. This is Ace's Wild Chicago Sports Take, so we can talk about whatever sport we want. But
we can.
The topic at hand is the Chicago Bears and their offensive woes ending. So give me your thoughts, Ace, on what you've seen thus far out of Caleb Williams and company, and how do you feel that this unit is going to be different? What are your hopes, your dreams, your desires to get us to 12 wins? Because that's where you had us the last time we talked.
13 wins.
Okay.
I had 13 wins.
Sorry.
My hopes, dreams, and desires. Oh, well, it's a great question, Tarbill. First off, you're looking at a team that won 7 games last year, right? With a mediocre quarterback.
That really went on a heater on the
at the
second half of the year.
Yeah, exactly. And really, they could have won 10. We've talked about this ad nauseum right now about how they blew 3 games, historic fashion, blah, blah, blah. We've been there, done that. You luck into the first overall draft pick with a quarterback that is generational. And
don't be one of those air quote guys.
Well, we don't know yet, right? So generational quarterback, Andrew Luck status. I don't even know if Andrew Luck went into a team that was as good as this Bears team. Now, remember, the Colts got Andrew Luck because Peyton Manning got hurt. And they were just so bad because of that. They made the decision, okay, well, Manning's older. We're going to move on. We're going to get Andrew Luck.
Right.
And now with this Bears team, this wasn't your pick. This was Carolina's pick. And Carolina just happened to be dog shit last year. And
absolutely.
You have probably one of the better wide receiver rooms in the NFL.
I would say top 3.
Top 3? I think that's fair. Maybe top 5. I'll do top 5.
Top
you
5,
have a deep,
okay.
a defense that was ranked top 10 last year at the end of the season.
Right.
A running back room. I'm not one that loves the running back game. I think it's a dime a dozen, but like you have a guy,
Right.
you have guys there that are going to be able to produce. Tight end and Cole Kmet, who did some work last season with Justin Fields.
Yep.
A secondary on defense that's another year older. You got Jalen Johnson,
Right.
Jaquan Brisker. There's so many positives on this team right now. And if you look at it, no Kool-Aid talk, right? You look
No
at it, no
Kool-Aid
Kool-Aid
talk.
talk. I think
No Kool-Aid allowed.
I think Caleb Williams honestly has the potential to step right into this offense. And I was looking on DraftKings earlier because I was like, man, I wonder what the yardage for him is for this year, the over-under. They have him at 3,500 yards as his. That seems like a lot for a rookie quarterback. I was hoping more like 2,800. I would have done the over there, but 35 is a lot. But if
I want to bet the over because I want the Bears to have a 4,000 yard passer.
If he has 4,000 yards, the Bears are going to be in the NFC Championship game. Mark my words.
Yeah.
Period. No. Period.
Absolutely.
Get my Super Bowl tickets ready. I'll be there. I'll do whatever I got to do to get Super Bowl tickets because if he throws for 4,000 yards, 30 plus touchdowns, this team's going to the Super Bowl.
So really, I want to step back for a second and talk about one of the things that you brought up. Ace, very good point, was that the situation Caleb Williams is walking into is unique. I don't think there's ever been a better situation for a quarterback that I can recall in the last 10 plus years, where a guy has walked into such a dynamic skill sets across the board, right? Really, the wide receiver room you touched on, and then DeAndre Swift also being a huge acquisition in the offseason, a guy who's dynamic out of the backfield, can catch passes, something that we haven't really had in the running back room since, I would say, since Jordan Howard. I think he's the best back the Bears have brought in since Jordan Howard.
I think Jordan Howard's a little overrated, but that's just me.
Okay, well,
that's just
me. Since Forte, then.
There you go. Matt Forte. All right. I love Matt Forte.
Loved Forte as well. Ace is wild. Did you know? In case you didn't know, this guy with the green mask commenting, more porridge.
Oh,
please.
Shit. I didn't know that that's what this was.
Wow. For that, you're kicked. I'm kidding. No, but realistically, man, the skill set of the offense as a whole is a tremendous situation for Caleb Williams to walk into. You look at DJ Moore and the production that he had last season with Justin Fields. Then, obviously, the acquisition of Keenan Allen. Some view that as kind of just a loaner, a rent, so to speak. He's only going to be here for a year, but there's a chance that he still wants to play a couple more seasons and, signs a, let's say, 2-year contract with the Bears at the end of the year, depending on how good this team is. I mean, if he's on I don't want to say a Super Bowl winning team, that's very Kool-Aid headed of me, but I'm going to say it for the purpose of this discussion. If he's on a team that makes a deep playoff run this year, which I think the Bears are very easily in the playoffs if a few things go their way this year. If he's on a team that makes a deep playoff run and they come this close to finishing the job, he may be inclined to just sign a couple-year contract and stick around with the Bears. But DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, we know what he's capable of. That intermediate game, that like 20-yard pass, the slants, the RPOs, bootlegs. He's a tremendous weapon to use. Rome Odunze, not even getting talked about enough. We start with DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and then it's like, oh, and we drafted a receiver in the top 10, which who was the last receiver the Bears drafted in the first round, Ace?
Well, I have no idea.
If I told you he was injured all the time and barely even saw
Bayless
the field,
Jones?
No.
Oh, Kevin White.
Kevin White.
Dog, I forgot about Kevin White.
Correct. Kevin White was the last first-round draft pick the Bears made at receiver, and obviously what a bust he was. So
what a bust. That was a rough pick.
Romo Dunze, though, has the skill set. You know, a lot of national media were calling him possibly the best receiver in the draft class, even ahead of Marvin Harrison Jr., who I haven't really heard a lot about.
Well, when Kyler Murray's
Since
your
training
quarterback, you
camp's
probably
begun,
don't.
but Kyler Murray can't. He's like 5'2". He can barely see his shoulder pads.
He's probably too busy playing NCAA right now.
NCAA 25 is a great game, my friend. Absolutely great game. I don't blame him, but no, obviously got work to do. But yeah, the Bears offense explosive for the first time in 11 years. This isn't something that we had as a topic, so to speak, but I really want to touch on the first preseason game for a second. So obviously, yesterday was the last Thursday until February without a football game. We're that close.
I'm so excited.
So next Thursday, the Bears open up the preseason in the Canton Hall of Fame game, where we will also see Steve McMichael, shout out Mongo, inducted into the Hall of Fame. I don't think Steve's going to be able to make the trip by the sounds of it, which is unfortunate, but either way, well-deserved, long time overdue, and in both of our opinions, just a defensive mastermind. You know,
Without
you
a doubt.
go back and look at that team, watch the film that he put up. It's really a damn shame that it wasn't done sooner.
Yeah.
But
All because of well, you played on one of the best defenses in the NFL history. Like, I get it.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
Individual accolades are individual accolades.
Right.
And you produced on that defense. That's almost more of a testament to his play, because you produced such good numbers on a defense where everybody had excellent numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was
like
hard.
Half that defense is in the Hall of Fame. So what, you just if they're already in, why couldn't he be in sooner? You know what I mean? Like, they were in for a reason.
But a week from yesterday, 6 days away, the Chicago Bears will play in the Hall of Fame game, and I want your opinion, Ace. Two things, and I'll let you answer first, and then I'll give my take on it. One, do you think Caleb Williams should play next Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
Two, do you think he will play? So should he play, and will he?
I absolutely think he should play, without a doubt. Even if it's just a few snaps. Will he play? So the Bears will have 4 preseason games this year because of this game. I could see it where they're like, nah, we're not going to play him this game. We got the next 3 games.
It's a bonus game.
Right, it's a bonus game. What's the point?
Well, we saw how well holding the starters out of preseason action did for the Chicago Bears when the Matt Nagy regime was in town. So
yeah, God forbid Mitch got hurt.
Right. Wouldn't be able to warm that bench over there, and he's back in Buffalo, right?
Yeah, he's back in Buffalo.
Oh, I don't know, man. I think Caleb Williams should play next Thursday. Get the fans excited, man. There would be nothing better than, the limited ones go out for the Bears, the limited ones go out for Houston, and is it Houston?
Yeah.
So you've got one-on-one action, first team. Caleb Williams goes out, throws a dart to Romo Dunze for a touchdown, runs off the field, and goes to the locker room. Fans would go crazy, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, just him taking the field in his jersey is going to make the fans go crazy.
Absolutely.
Hand the ball off 3 times. Okay, cool. Punt the ball. He sits for the rest of the game.
If you're going to hand the ball off 3 times and then let him go to the locker room, don't put him out there at all, man. Let the kid give us a dart. Let us see a Caleb Williams dart. And once he scores a touchdown, then he's out. 1 series, 2 series, no more than a quarter of play. I would love him to come out there
play action, roam down the field, 50-yard bomb, touchdown, walk off game.
I
I'll
wasn't
go to
saying
bed.
50-yard bomb,
No,
but
50 yards. Let's go. If we're going big, we're going big. You know what I mean? This is Aces Wild. We get wild.
I'm just
on this
saying,
show.
I just want to see the kid throw the ball in a game situation. And obviously that will come the first game. When is the Bears' first regular season game? Right around September 4th, I believe.
Let me double check.
Take a look. I mean, obviously that will come in just a few short weeks when we do see the Bears suit up in their first regular season game, but the anticipation,
The 8th.
September 8th.
Yeah.
Okay.
4 days
so
after my birthday.
I was just going to say that. What a better birthday present to you
right.
than a Bears win on their opening day, I should say. But no, I mean, ultimately, man, I want to see more of Caleb Williams, and that's the fanalist in me is I want to see Caleb Williams throw as many passes as possible. But
I love that. I love
is
that.
Is he going to go
word.
out there and what?
The fanalist. I love it.
Yep. Is he going to go out there and, throw 15 passes? No. Will we see him for at least a series? I hope. More than likely, will he jog out there in shorts and not even have pads on and be standing on the sidelines like Aaron Rodgers did last year?
Ron.
Maybe.
Yeah, how'd that go for Aaron Rodgers?
Don't say stuff like that. I mean,
I'm just saying, the only way to get in football shape is to what? Play football, right? That's what every football player that plays football tells you. The best way to get in shape is to play. Tom Brady came out and said he didn't feel like it was football season until he got hit in the first preseason game. Boom. Your body has to get acclimated to those hits.
Yeah,
and if you're not
wake them up a little bit, right?
Right.
I don't know.
I'm not saying I want a blindside sack face first into the ground for Caleb Williams, but let the dude play.
Yeah, I definitely want to see him play as much as possible. We got a comment from Big Mike 13458 here in the chat, and I didn't want to have to talk about
we weren't going to talk about this, Mike. I brought it up before the show.
But since you decided to bring it up, Mike, Jordan Love, 4 more years in Green Bay. The Packers made possibly one of the dumbest decisions, and after half a season of good play, decide to give Jordan Love a record-breaking contract.
Let's pay the dude.
What's the stats on it? What's the stats?
All right, hold up. I got that.
Pull that up for me. Like a $70 million signing bonus or some shit.
Mid-chuckle. Actually, it's a. Hold on. How did Shefty put it? A record-setting $75 million signing bonus, a $220 million contract, 4 years with $155 million guaranteed, making him, get this, the highest paid quarterback in NFL history.
That is so wild.
The highest paid quarterback in NFL history.
More than Patrick Mahomes.
Halfway into the season, the fucking fans wanted that guy off the team.
Oh, the record breaker is the signing bonus. Thank you, Mike, for the clarification on that.
Whatever. You still paid, dude. You know what? Hey,
I completely don't understand it, but I'm happy because the Bears have Caleb Williams on his rookie deal.
That's right.
And we have so much more money to spend on other skill positions. Now you just look at the deal that they gave Aaron Rodgers and the dead money that was on the table when he walked to the New York Jets. Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
Statistically speaking, it is totally impossible that Jordan Love will be the same tier level quarterback that Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers were. I mean, if he's great, good for him. But guess what? For the first time in hopefully our lives, the Bears will have the better quarterback in Caleb Williams, my friend.
All right, so let me take the floor here for a second, T. Now, I am one firmly believe you've been with me for what, 4 years now?
Yep.
We've been doing this.
I know you're going to say Brett Favre's your favorite quarterback.
In the history of this show, really ever been a Packers supporter, right? Never. I'd never want them to
Don't start now. I will.
I will say this. Okay. Jordan Love aside, They made some
Packers suck.
Packers do suck. They made some moves in the offseason. I give them a little bit of credit. I just the fact that they halfway through this season, this team was talking about Jordan Love leaving because he wasn't producing.
Right.
All of a sudden goes on a little bit of a heater towards the end of the year.
And now you give him record-setting money,
Yeah.
record-setting $74 million.
Yeah. It's weird to me. I don't think you needed to pay him that much. I think you could have been like,
give it another year and see where it goes. I mean, well, he wasn't going to play until he signed a contract, I guess, but
okay, well, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's good for me, good for you, because
good for the Chicago Bears because
That's right.
that's money the Packers don't have to go spend on other skill positions. And
Right.
I mean, obviously they have a young receiving core up there, so that's why they were able to give him that deal. But if you look at the stack up of the two teams, the Bears have significantly better skill position players than the Packers do.
yes,
It's going to come down to one thing and one thing only, week 11, when the Bears face the Green Bay Packers for the first time this season, and that is, can Caleb Williams perform? But we should know by then. It's 11 weeks in. We'll know if he's the guy by then or not.
or at least we'll have an idea.
I
We'll be
say
able
if
to
he's
lean.
the guy or not.
We'll
but
be able to lean one way or the other.
Right.
I think what's going to be more telling this season is whether the coach is the guy or not versus if Caleb is the guy or not.
the Flus.
Yeah.
We got Big Mike here with another comment. Defense is going to be the deciding factor. We also got Mike's 21. We got a lot of Mikes in the chat tonight. I love it. 10 warm-up games for
We should have the
Caleb.
mics go at it one-on-one, and we'll just post their
Absolutely.
comments the whole show.
I do like, to follow up to Mike's comment there, I
Which
do
Mike?
like that Mike.
Oh,
21.
that one. Okay, yeah. I
To
like
follow up to his comment, I do like the fact that the Bears don't play Green Bay until week 11 because it does give him, that time to get out there on the field, mature as an NFL passer, make decisions, probably make a few errors. He's not going to be picture perfect. He's a rookie.
I mean, he might be
But
picture perfect. He very
we can
well
only
might be.
hope. The hype is real, Ace. That's the thing that everybody in Chicago is seeing these amazing plays that he's making at practice. Sure, he had one interception today at practice. Boo-hoo, it's the end of the fucking world. On
Practice?
Twitter you talking about practice?
Practice?
Now, if we were talking about a game,
Yeah.
but you talking about practice?
I love that drop just lives in infamy because Allen Iverson was so great. Hold on, we got another. Yeah, this
Mike
is good.
here. I don't think 10 games in if he's the guy. Rookies can come out slow and struggle out the gate, so I don't think necessarily means one way or another. I understand that, Mike, and I don't disagree. I guess my wording was poor there. The point that I was trying to get across was that if he is looking like the guy by week 11, we can go into that game confidently knowing that the Bears have a real chance to win, which is something that we haven't had. I mean, they've lost 13 out of the last 15 games to the Packers.
Do you remember how hyped we were last year, start of the season? Man, Justin Fields is going to take that leap, beat the Packers. It just.
But okay. So back to the other Mike, Big Mike 13458. I think a good floor for Caleb is 2,800 yards, 25 touchdowns.
If he has 25 touchdowns, he'll have 3,000 yards.
8 or less interceptions. And how many wins do the Bears have in that scenario? Mike, give me that.
13.
The answer is not 13, but maybe it is.
I'll give you why the Bears will have 13 wins. That was my prediction at the beginning. Come on, Mike. What's going on? How many wins the Bears get?
And Mike's 21. Beat Green Bay, Caleb, and you'll win over the city. Absolutely. That's all it's going to take.
11 wins. Ooh.
And Big
so
Mike
11 wins takes the division.
I think it does. Absolutely.
I think it takes the division. If the Bears get 11 wins, they take the division.
For the first time since 2018.
Yeah, that was good times. Remember when Mitch threw that 6-touchdown game against a terrible Bucks defense, and everybody thought
he was the guy.
Yeah.
Big Mike here with the comment, going to lean on the run game. That's one thing I don't necessarily agree with. I think it's going to be a little bit pass heavy. I'm going to say like a 60-40 split. I'm not going to say that, they go out there and air raid, sling it 85% of the time or anything. But I think we do lean a little bit heavier on the pass game. Big Mike thinks that Detroit takes the division at 13.
Now, listen.
Listen, Linda.
I think it's been a fun story. The Lions, they were the sweethearts of the NFL. Dan Campbell biting kneecaps and all that fun shit. But 13 wins. I don't know, man. I don't know.
In
that
Detroit,
seems like a
lot.
They have a number one strength of schedule because of where they were last year, right? Like they have they play all the top teams from last year. Everybody talking
Angelo,
about the Lions taking the division here. What are we doing?
I think you're gonna have to do something here. I'm
doing?
Only assuming your cousin Brandon.
No, it's my brother. It's my brother Brandon talking about the Lions. What are we doing? Like the Bears are who we thought
what did they
were.
say? Did they say let's go Brandon? I'm sorry. Maybe too soon for that joke.
Yeah. Now, all right, I'm going to give you my case of why I think the Bears win 13 games this year, right?
Well, Big Mike wants to know, he says, tell me how they got worse, though, in the offseason. I'm assuming that would be the Lions. It's not that they got worse. It's that the strength of their schedule is
got better. And statistically speaking, Jared Goff probably will not have the same type of year he had last year.
Probably
he probably won't, right? The health of the Detroit Lions was fairly good last year, right?
So Brandon's trying to redeem himself. Make sure you invite him to Christmas this year. Lions taking the division is the rational choice. My heart says Bears. My brain says Lions.
And now I'm getting a text.
And Mike,
I got a
21
friend
here. Hey, quick note. Remember the last time Goff lost an NFC title game? The following season, he looked like trash, and that's always the risk in Goff.
That's what I mean. Like, Jared Goff, he plays well, then he doesn't play well. I think he's in a good system in Detroit, and that's why they kept the offensive coordinator, right? Cool. I don't know how the hell we let the Detroit Lions take over our Caleb Williams hype talk, but I'm for it right now.
I don't
and
like
you wearing the Detroit powder blue over there. No wonder they went and they're like, yeah,
this is my work shirt, Ace. I didn't have
Detroit
time to
Lions
change into my Bears gear.
Anyways, I'm going to
let's move on to our next topic.
Of what? Hold on. Why I think the Bears win 13 games next year, right? 13 might be a little high. Okay, I'll admit that. But we decided once we get
Packers suck.
We gave a record. That's what the record was, and we ride it the rest of the year. So 13 wins. I see a scenario where you're looking at a team with DJ Moore, who gets 1,200 receiving yards. I'm going to do the math here. So 1,200 for DJ. Let's say 800 for Keenan Allen, which is already 2,000 yards. I'll give Rome.
Odunze.
We'll give him 600 yards catching. Then you got Cole Kmet.
Stop. What? Rome Odunze only gets 600 yards in this scenario.
So we want
Allen has more yards than Rome Odunze.
800. We'll do 800. Okay, so we're sitting at 2,800 yards right now between three players. That doesn't include the tight end, which let's just throw 400 yards for the tight end, right? So now we're sitting at 3,200. And if Cole Kmet only
gets 400 yards this season, I'm going to be disappointed. That's a failure.
And then you got to think between the screen game, you're looking at another 400 to 500 yards, right? So you're sitting around 38 range. And I gotta think.
And then the Bears just completely abandoned the run game the last 2 weeks to get Caleb over
the 4,000. Without a doubt, I could totally see that happening. That's such a Chicago Bears thing to do. Like, hey, we're gonna just go out here and make this dude break the record. But he would have already
I
broken.
didn't come to Chicago to run the I formation.
That's right. I didn't come to Chicago. Okay, well, if Caleb gets to 3,800 yards, this team will win the division. This team will beat Green Bay twice, will beat the Lions twice, will beat the Vikings twice. And we're sitting on Thanksgiving. I know you said the Lions were going to beat the Bears. No shot. I'm going to enjoy my turkey and my stuffing and whatever else gets made up for me. Tacos, because I'm Mexican. I wish. And I'm sitting here, I'm kicked back, I'm relaxed, and I'm like, hell yeah, this is the best Thanksgiving ever. Watching Caleb Williams sling 6 touchdowns against a terrible Detroit Lions team.
They do play on Thanksgiving this year?
I'm pretty sure. Didn't we talk about that? How about the Bears just ruining our... We talk about a lot of things, though. So
we do.
I don't know how this even turned into this conversation.
I don't know. I don't like it. Let's get back on the Bears bandwagon. No.
Yeah,
we always appreciate the comments and the interaction, guys.
Not today.
Please be sure to keep commenting. We will bring them on screen and we will talk about it. We'll debate live. So what we do here, it's a little wild.
We're master debaters on this show.
All right. I'm not going to respond to that in any way, shape, or form. Moving on to our next topic of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. The top 5 duos in
I'm
Chicago
excited for this. We haven't discussed either of our lists with each other
since 2010. As I said, we have not shared our lists with each other, so
it'll be interesting to see.
It'll be interesting to see how many. We're gonna have some overlap. I have a feel.
Probably, but that's because the Chicago landscape's kind of been ass, so they have a few that just kind of stick out. Now, chat. If y'all want to throw in some top 5 duos or any duos in Chicago sports since 2010, let's go. Any duos really in sports, I'm cool with it. We talked to Detroit Lions, so hey, anybody got some any duos since 2010?
So I'm gonna let you go first.
All right.
So let's go back and forth. Let's go 1 for 1 on this.
Do you want to go from 5 to 1? Or 1 to 5? Yeah. We'll do worst to first.
I don't have mine in a particular order, so I'm gonna have to have a second to think about that.
All right.
Kidding. No.
All right.
We're good. I know your number. I know what your number 1's gonna be.
Oh, am I that predictable? We'll see.
I would almost bet money on it.
So we're gonna go 5 to 1. Okay. I'll start. I have Jay Cutler and Brandon Marshall.
How did I know?
No, that's the worst one.
That's what you were.
That's the worst one.
I knew that's what you were going to start with. I literally almost said it, but I didn't want to spoil it.
I mean, come on. Think about that duo, right? When they were at their apex. I mean, yeah, I know they didn't win anything, but
they were yelling at each other. Jay quit on us, and
none of the Chicago teams really won anything ever. I mean, there's a few in there, but Cutler and Marshall, man. The hype that was built around that duo getting together, and then just the way it worked for the first year, just the 1 year it worked. Right. And I go back to that game against the Packers where Marshall does that spin move, Cutler lofts it over back of the end zone, touchdown, and they ultimately lose that game. But it was just some magic stuff to watch while it was good for that first year.
Okay, fair enough. Number 5 for me. I am not going to lie when I say Jay Cutler is not on my list, my friend. No love for Cuddy. I just thought I'd let you know, Ace, because
whatever.
I know Cutler and Cutler and Jeffrey are probably your number 3. So
all right, settle down. Settle down over here. The Cutler love ain't that big.
You had Cutler and Forte up there too, don't you? I'm just kidding. All right. Number 5 for me, I am going to go 2018 Bears defense, specifically Khalil Mack and Eddie Jackson, because that's the last time he was good.
Oh, I don't even have Khalil Mack on this list. You're gonna bash on me for Cutler Marshall. You have Khalil Mack and Eddie Jackson.
I'm an Alabama fan, and Khalil Mack
Whatever.
was great for the Bears.
Whatever. Yeah, Khalil Mack was great for 1 year with the Bears.
3 years. Thank you.
Whatever.
But
all right. So
number 4, Ace.
I think
Give
since
me
I
it.
went, now you go your number 4, and then I'll give mine. So you go your number 4.
This is the snake draft now.
Yeah, I like it. Snake draft status. Let's go.
Okay. Number 4 for me. We can include all Chicago sports in this conversation.
It is all Chicago sports. Top 5 duos in Chicago since 2010.
Since 2010.
Right.
So I'm torn between my number 4 and my number 3 selections.
Go with your gut, man. Go with your gut. Flip a coin and whatever you think while it's in the air, that's the one you go with.
I'm going to go a little wild here, and although they haven't had the greatest season statistically, I am going to say Angel Reese and Camila Cardozo for the Chicago Sky this year.
I think, okay, I appreciate you giving love to the Sky. Those two have played really well. Angel Reese, a beast. I've watched more Sky basketball this year than I've watched in my entire life. And it's solely because of her.
That being said, the Sky didn't make your list. Okay.
I think it's a little early to put them as one of the top duos in Chicago since 2010. I appreciate the love. I know our boy Mike is going to really like that.
I've been watching a lot of Sky basketball, my friend.
I can tell with the shirt. I get it. My number 4. Well,
go ahead.
I have
also let me pause and say that in 2010,
yeah,
I was 16 years old, so I wasn't watching a lot of sports at that point.
Okay. Why we got to throw age into this? Like, because I'm the old dude in the group? Like, Turtle's older than me, isn't he?
He's like 43.
Thank God.
I'm kidding.
Shout out to Turtle, though.
I'm sorry for that. That was fucked up.
I think I might be the oldest. That's for a different day.
That's for yes.
My number 4, I have Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah. That Bulls team
struggle with that though, because that was 2007 was the year, and then
but they kind of went into the early 2010s, and then Rose got hurt, and it was just kind of.
But Rose got hurt in 2007.
Yeah, but then he came back and hit that one fadeaway against the Bucks, and
then he got hurt again because Tibbs didn't know how to take him out of the game.
Well, that's true. I wanted to put Jimmy Butler on this, but he really didn't flourish until after he left.
Until he went to Miami.
Until he went. I mean, he was kind of flourishing in Minnesota for a while when the Bulls decided, hey, Zach LaVine's the guy to go with here.
Don't get me started on the horrible state of the Bulls.
Now,
this is
number
supposed
3,
to be a positive topic.
Number 3, I have
Jay Cutler.
I only have Cutler on this list one time, man.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for saying
the Cuddy love is there in my heart. It'll always be in my heart. Okay. I wish we had the "Are you trying to mock me?" drop, but we don't have it on this show. I have Urlacher and Lance Briggs.
I like it. I love it. I
got to give Mike credit for that. I got to
there.
give Mike credit for that. I was struggling with kind of who I was going to go with. I was thinking Peanut Tillman and Julius Peppers, but
the Peanut Punch.
I think you can't go wrong with the dynamic duo of Urlacher and Briggs.
I don't think you can either. Urlacher has hair now, which is weird. I think we've talked about that before.
Yeah, if you go downtown, it's all over the place.
Right.
Really weird.
Urlacher has hair now. Peanut Tillman, however, does get selected by Eberflus every year to come speak to the team. So
yeah, Peanut Punch.
There's that. And he's an FBI agent or something now, right? Yeah,
he is an FBI agent. That's pretty cool.
Which is wild.
Maybe he could find the offense for the Bears somewhere.
He did. He said, "Get Caleb Williams."
Get Caleb Williams.
Number 3 for me, my friend. This is tough as we approach the top of the list. You're right. I shouldn't have given this guy a spot because now I've got one that I.
We could do an
that I
honorable
question.
mention. We could do an honorable mention.
No, I'm gonna say number 3 for me. It's such a toss-up because my top 3 are all almost equally
As great,
special
right?
to me in that same regard, but I think I'm gonna say Kaner and Taves. Patrick Kane and Jonathan Taves for the Chicago Blackhawks, my friend.
I mean, you can't go wrong with 3 Stanley Cups, right?
Cannot go wrong.
I'm kind of disappointed that those came up already. We'll get to that. So that was your number 3.
That's my number 3.
Let's jump to number 2. What's your number 2? This better be the shit.
The
Get
pressure is on, my friend.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So hold on, I want to backpedal to my number 3 for a second. Is that on your list higher up? Is that why you said you were pissed off?
A little bit. We'll talk about that when I finally get to them, but go ahead.
Okay. Sorry, I knew that was gonna happen.
But the best
right?
part about these lists is it gives you good talking points, right? That's why people do them.
Absolutely. For sure. Since 2010. I've got 2 duos in mind here.
Okay.
Let me hear your number 2.
But that's not how this goes. It's the snake draft order.
All right. I'm having a tough time deciding here, Ace. You're putting me under the gun, my friend. I don't know that I can take the pressure.
Pressure either makes diamonds or bursts pipes. So what are you going to be?
Either makes diamonds or bursts pipes.
Yeah. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Pipes burst under pressure. Which one are you going to be? Busted pipe or a diamond? Rise to the occasion, Tarbill. Let's go.
Okay. For number 2, I am going to say, and contrary to your opinion that you stated earlier in the show, I am going to go with Jordan Howard because Jordan Howard was one of my favorite backs of all time, man.
Okay, I got it.
Better than I think he's better than Matt Forte.
I'm gonna let that slide. Who's he duoed with?
Who's he duoed with?
Yeah. Can't just be Jordan Howard.
Got to be Alshon Jeffrey, right?
That's it? That's legit. You have that on your list at number 2?
He's my 2.
Jordan Howard and Alshon Jeffrey.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm sorry, chat and people watching at home. Tarbill clearly didn't understand the assignment, but whatever. We'll go with it.
I didn't have an order. I fucked up my order, okay, Ace? I fucked up my order. I didn't have
my number 2.
Down. You didn't tell me we were going like this.
My number 2 is I have Chris Bryant and Anthony Rizzo.
You son of a bitch.
Is that your number 1?
No.
Oh.
Go ahead.
You don't even have them on your list? Go ahead. Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo, the Brizzo connection, the great commercials, just the fun banter, and World Series championship in 2016. I cried after that World Series. I'm not ashamed to say.
Yeah, you did. I did.
I did cry. And I'm kind of disappointed that you don't even have them on your list. But whatever. Now we'll go to my number 1.
Let's hear it, my
friend. Which is Jonathan Taves and Patrick Kane. I think they're the winningest duo on this list, and that's why I have them as my number 1.
My number 1 was indeed Anthony Rizzo and Chris Bryant. You stole my thunder.
I stole the thunder, but that's okay.
But I can tell you, we've chatted about it offline before. I can tell you guys, I remember exactly where I was at the moment the Cubs won the World Series. I was driving to pick my wife up from work and had to pull the car over because I was on the highway doing 70 screaming like a child. Like,
dude, that night was one of the greatest nights of my life, and I have a son. So like for me like he ain't gonna like to hear this, but like pretty close. Like the Cubs World Series, just underneath that dude being born. And I have a little bit of envy towards him because he only had to live 3 years as a Cubs fan without a World Series. So, hey, good for him, but whatever.
right.
My honorable mention, well, the Bryant and Rizzo, right? It's good that you have them at your number one because that's the duo that won that game, right? The ground ball to Bryant, thrown to Rizzo, third out, game over, celebration ensues.
Absolutely.
I do think I had an honorable mention of Jake Arrieta and John Lester. I think that those two that year were just pitching out of their minds. Jake Arrieta by himself carried a lot of the weight of that pitching staff.
I think that's totally justified, and I think my honorable mention that I should have included on the list is going to be Kyle Schwarber and our guy Javi Baez before he looked like he was golfing.
Bro, Javi Baez, if we had time, like the Cubs might not be great right now, right? But one thing I will say is I remember how pissed off everybody was when they got rid of Bryant, Rizzo, Schwarber. They got rid of Baez, Lester, like
Arrieta.
Name everybody. One of those. The only one that's shined since leaving is Kyle Schwarber. That's it.
Yeah, and even that's.
And Rizzo's played okay in New York, but
he's been hit a lot.
Baez is garbage. Absolute
Chris Bryant has not been able to put it together since the lower back issues.
Right. I think it's been since he got popped in the dome. He's been whacked since then. Remember that?
Yeah.
He got hit in the head, and he hasn't really come back from that. I'm still surprised that you put Alshon Jeffrey on this list. I'm not going to lie. I kind of wish I had the ability to go back in time and be like, hey, Tarbill, don't put Alshon Jeffrey and Jordan Howard on this list. But whatever. They're there.
Man, I loved Jordan Howard as a running back. I was so pissed when the Bears got rid of him and took David Montgomery. And I love David Montgomery.
And then didn't Jordan Howard go to Miami or something and was ass?
He had one or two decent
seasons.
Him
and Cutler? No, him and Cutler didn't play together, did they?
Yes, for a year.
Jeremy Langford, remember him?
Jeremy Langford.
We could have a whole show just on random Chicago Bears running backs.
Chicago Bears running backs.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But this topic was brought up for a specific reason, right? Because those are the duos that we have to this point. Right. Is there potentially a next
is the duo of the future? The future number one on everyone's list. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself here.
No.
Signed, sealed, delivered. Rome Odunze and Caleb Williams signed their rookie contracts. Will they lead the Chicago Bears to success? Are they the next big duo? Ace, I think the answer to this question is absolutely. I think 3 years from now, we're going to be talking about how Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze are the best duo in the NFL.
I mean, we're so unbiased on this show, right? So
no, hold on. I'm tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy bullshit aside.
Put your Kool-Aid down a little bit.
Let me set my Kool-Aid down. I think that this group comes together and scores a lot of points this season and really lays the groundwork for what's going to be a great relationship for years to come. I think that you see Caleb lean on Rome a little bit, and early in the season, I guess you would think his go-to is going to be Keenan Allen, right? That's going to be the safety blanket player, but maybe. I think him and Rome, obviously there was a connection there before the draft. They had both talked about what if we both get to Chicago. Both tremendously happy to be in Chicago together and really looking forward to what they can do on the football field. It's going to be a race to 1,000 in the receiving room. Like, who can get to 1,000 yards first? And
I hope.
I
hope that's a fun race to watch.
I am going to say that it's going to be Rome Odunze who gets to 1,000 yards first in the Bears receiving room.
So I know you said that Keenan Allen is probably going to be his go-to guy, right? I think that Rome.
Let me backpedal that and say, like, safety net. When I can't go anywhere else, he's going to be the guy that gets the 50-50 ball. You know,
and I like that. I think Rome and Caleb are going to come out and they're just going to be good right off the bat. These two dudes, they played together in the offseason before they were drafted. Now they're drafted. Right. They're like doing bear claws with each other, and you know they're practicing. Rome practiced with
okay, hold on. Is the bear claw a little stupid, or do you like it?
Stupid? Do you know who I am? You got me messed up. I'm gonna be in my living room. I'm gonna be anywhere, bear clawing all over the world. And I got these big hands. Like I
was gonna say you've got a bear claw poster already in your bedroom, don't you?
I should get one. That's a great call. Make a little shirt, bear claws. You know, I'm all for it. Whatever Caleb and Rome want to do, sign me up. We already talked. If they go 6-0, I'm getting my nails painted. We're going all out. Like bear.
Angelo Ace Camacho has been removed from the program for explicitly controversial content.
Too much Kool-Aid talk today, you know.
Too much nail painting. That's where I draw the line. I'm not painting my damn nails with you, buddy.
Hey,
sorry.
I will paint my nails. I will put Caleb Williams' name on my head. I'll do whatever if this team wins a Super Bowl. I don't care.
He's gonna have a Bears kilt on by the end of the season.
Don't tempt me. I'll throw a kilt on and I'll stand up and I'll show everybody the kilt live. I don't care. I'm man enough to understand that a kilt looks good on me regardless.
So back to the topic at hand. Perfection is perfectious, so don't let us understand.
Dig it.
Rome Odunze and Caleb Williams are going to be electric. I don't think that we fully understand how good this duo is going to be yet. Obviously, we haven't seen them perform on the field together. I think by week 11, the end of week 10 going into week 11, when the Bears are going up against the Packers, the game plan will be come out first down, first play of the very first series of the game. Let's say 35-yard dart to Rome Odunze for an opening drive touchdown, first play.
You know what I really want to see this Bears team do?
Punt the ball a lot.
I'm going to tell you, the Kool-Aid talk with me right now, I am on another level with drinking this Bears Kool-Aid. It is...
Go ahead. Tell the fans.
I want this team to just disrespect other teams. Like, I want them to go out there
and win 42-3.
Dude, yes. And there's like 14 seconds left in the game, and they're like, fuck it, we're throwing a touchdown. I don't care. That's what I want. I want to be the disrespectful team. I want this Bears team I want to be the evil villain of the NFL. Let's go.
That's bad sportsmanship. I mean, it doesn't matter if you win by 1 or you win by 100. A W.
You're right. So if you're already winning by 40, what's another 7 points?
Okay.
Well, come on. What are we talking about?
I mean, as an Alabama fan, I've watched them
what are you talking about?
Roll over some small schools 77-3 before. So
I just want to see the Bears come out and take that Sith Lord. That's from my dude Mike. He's a big Star Wars guy. That
Which
evil
Big Mike.
Okay. That evil empire type of vibe. Like I want him to go out here and be like, hey, we're gonna come out, we're gonna kick your ass, we're gonna put up 40 points a game, we're gonna hold you to 6 points a game. And
there's nothing you can do about it.
Exactly. And then at the end of the year, we win the Super Bowl and drive off in a Hyundai, you know, like the Kanye West song said.
That's Tyreek Hill and his 13 kids.
Yeah,
he's going to be driving off in a Hyundai.
Oh, man.
She went to the doctor and got lipo with your mom.
Yeah. 13 kids is a bit extreme. Like, that's a little. You kind of deserve it.
I don't know that Tyreek Hill really has 13.
Well, whatever. 10
But
is a
he's
lot.
got a lot and his wife's pregnant. So
Phillip Rivers had a lot of kids too.
yeah, but
Dude has
that's
like 12
a little bit
kids.
different.
Why is it different, Tarbill?
Because he's like married to the same woman and he had 12 kids with the same woman.
That's still an
A little
obnoxious amount of
different than
kids.
still
like-
it's a little different than having 13 baby mamas in 13 different states, bro.
I got one baby mom, and sometimes that seems like a little much, but
Hey, let's not go down that path.
all right. On that note,
No.
you know what we got to do on that note.
We got a bonus topic, Ace.
What's the bonus topic?
Settle down.
Do we have a bonus topic?
I have a bonus topic.
Oh, I didn't know. So you're just springing this on me. Okay, let's go. What is it?
I am springing this on you.
Hit me.
Let's go to college for a second. NCAA college football 25 has been out.
Okay.
You've been playing it, right? You have.
That's what happens when you spring a topic.
I'm disappointed that you haven't played NCAA college football 25 yet.
Bro, my PlayStation dusty, and when I say dusty, I mean
Your
dusty.
brother's got a better bonus topic, so let's hear it, Brandon.
What's the bonus topic?
Should Angelo pre-buy a kilt? Absolutely.
I'm leaning yes. I'll wear it to every Super Bowl party. I
Well,
don't care. And I'll get a big old like, bear
link
sweater.
will be live after the show, guys.
Let's go. Go fund me a crazy Bears outfit for the Super Bowl party.
No. NCAA 25. I want to know one thing and one thing only. The first time you pick it up and play, are you doing a road to glory with a small school and trying to build them up, or are you going straight for a top 25 school?
All right. So I'm not a real big college football guy, but I do play Madden. And when I play Madden, I usually pick a really shitty team. Now, usually I'm the Bears. Go figure, right?
So you would follow suit in that rationale.
Right. So I would pick a poor team and make them great, because that's what I do. I make people and things great.
So I recently did a road to glory career that I finished, and I jumped schools every year. So I went from Northern Illinois to the University of Illinois to Alabama and then to Michigan.
Nice.
And it was really cool to see the stadiums in that game just look crazy realistic, man. I'm not a huge video gamer, but you bring out college football for the first time in 11 years and, well, I'm sold. So
Packers suck.
The Packers do suck. Ace, I'm sorry you live in Wisconsin, bro.
Me too. Me too. It sucks.
Do you got something to spring on me?
No,
you don't. That's
no,
okay.
not really. I just enjoy always seeing your beautiful face and getting to talk about my top love in this world. Second. My son's watching. He'll get a little jealous. So Chicago sports, But
My son's watching, he'll get jealous. In that case, I'm sorry. I dropped at least 5 F-bombs on the
He don't care. This dude, trust me, he's fine. He's fine. He's fine.
In other unsports related news, did you hear Eminem's new album?
I did hear Eminem's new album.
Wild, right? Talk about wild.
There was good moments and wild moments, and I think he accomplished the job that he wanted to accomplish.
I think so too, but
because not gonna lie, some Gen Zers, they are a little bit too sensitive.
Well,
cancel.
So here's the thing.
Cancel
with
me.
That they were saying that on Twitter that Eminem should have been canceled for the song "Love the Way You Lie" with Rihanna.
Dog, this dude killed. Okay. Let's not act like a lot of us didn't grow up listening to Eminem. There is a song where he literally talks to his daughter in the back seat about throwing his deceased baby mom that's in the trunk into the ocean. So let's reevaluate when we probably should have canceled this man. I'm just saying.
Go shuffle his early stuff on YouTube Music or whatever platform you listen to.
Speaking of the devil. That's my son. He's watching. I told you. He's my biggest fan.
His name is Angry Pomeranian.
Something like that. I don't know. These kids are weird on YouTube nowadays. I don't know.
Oh no. Eminem should have been canceled because he's mid.
All right. We have gotten
to the end of this show.
Yeah, we gotta get off this show here. We already let's just end this shit because I don't know where to go from here.
Where you go is you tell your brother he's wrong. I'm just kidding. No, thank you everybody for your engagement tonight. We appreciate it.
One more time.
Packers suck.
Ace and I are going to be back to our regular programming schedule here shortly as we iron some things out with the team. So
life happens, shit comes up.
With that being said, we do have some big plans here for the future with the network and getting our shows on a more consistent rotating schedule. So look out for that information because there will be more to come here in the coming weeks. With that being said, we appreciate each and every one of you for joining us tonight. As always, please be sure to like, subscribe, and follow the Undefeated Sports Network on all major platforms. We are pretty much everywhere. We're on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. Go give us a like, give us a follow. It helps the algorithm, helps support the content. So
if you go on my Snapchat, you'll get to hear my dude Mike singing terribly. It's really bad.
You go on Ace's TikTok, you can see some great clips from the show.
Yeah.
Just saying.
With
that being said, guys, have a good night and we'll see you soon.